guys, it's Alex from TechHarris.com, and I got a couple of Moshi cases here to review for you. Moshi was nice enough to send us a couple of really nice cases. And Moshi is a case maker and accessory maker, mostly for Apple. And they do a lot of Apple accessories and cases, and you'll find them in the Apple Store as well as online. Links will be below in the video as well as on our article on TechHarris.com to where you can pick these two guys up. Let's get started with the smaller, less heavy of the two, the more slim looking one here. This is the iGlaze XT. It's a polycarbonate shell, really flexible. There's really not a whole lot to say about this. I mean, if you're a minimal type of person, you like minimal design, this case is for you right here. It's easy to slap in the iPhone there. Your ports are all open at the bottom. It does have corner protection here. The bottom is completely open, so is the top. So you know, you're not going to get much protection up here or down here. But it is a minimal case, and it's made to just give you minimal protection. It's not heavy duty. This is not construction grade. You're not going to be, well, you shouldn't be using this case with if you're a firefighter or a construction worker or extreme sports nut. I would not recommend this case at all. It's a really nice case. It's minimal. It's to the point. You know, little Moshi logo at the bottom here, kind of really minimal design that they do. They're really good at keeping their branding to a minimum, which I like. I like companies to do that. Really nice case. You know, if you're looking for something simple and not too over the top, this will work for you. Put the iGlaze XT aside. The one I really want to talk about is the iGlaze Armor. The iGlaze Armor is a diamond cut metal back with, you know, this is not polycarbonate. They are calling this a, what do they call it here? They call it proprietary hybrid material, which to me is saying, hey, we are not going to tell you what this is because it's a trade secret. So at any rate, it's some sort of plastic, and it's pretty sturdy and pretty rigid case. So it's definitely got a lot more protection qualities than the iGlaze XT. And it's really well designed. I really like the way it looks. I actually think it makes the iPhone look even better once it's inside the case. I didn't like, if you read my review on the 6 Plus, I did not like Apple's decision to make the antennas visible through the metal. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind it. You know, they had their antenna gate issues with the 4S and the 5 where you're losing signal. And they had to get those antennas out so we can get better signal. And actually, the LTE signal and Wi-Fi signals on the iPhone 6 Plus are miles better than the 5 or 5S. But back to the case, Moshi really, they kind of copied the Apple colors with space gray, champagne, and the white. So you get this case in different colors to match your phone. And they really did a great job of complementing the iPhone. Traditional Moshi cutout here for the Apple logo. It doesn't, you know, some people want that. To me, it doesn't make a difference if it was closed or not. But as it is open now, Moshi did do a really good job of cleaning this up and making it look nice. They had chamfered edges here with the nice polish. It gives a nice glint in the sun, in the light. And it's just, you know, it's just a nice finishing touch. The camera cutout, you might ask that why isn't that the same up here, because it doesn't look as finished here. Well, the reason is that this chamfered edge with the polish in here could, you know, when your flash goes off, it could glint off of that and really ruin your picture. So Moshi made the right decision by keeping this just flat the way it is. It's I'm not going to say unibody construction, but it's just one piece. A lot of these cases come two pieces. You'll find that the inner shell and the outer shell are separate, and then you have to put them together. You usually put the inner shell on first and then the outer shell, and then it snaps on like that. And that's not the case here. And I think it lends to the rigidness of the case itself. So it gives the iPhone a little more beefiness to it. It doesn't add a whole lot of girth to it, but it does make it feel more substantial. This thing is slippery. This phone is really a slippery phone, one of the most slippery phones I've ever used. So adding this case really gives it a lot of stability. And it just, I actually like this design better than Apple's design. When you put this phone in there, it really makes the phone look a whole lot nicer, in my opinion. Installation is pretty straightforward. You can just slap it in just like you would with the XT. Just be careful of your buttons. The one thing that I did find is this case is snug. I mean, it's really snug case. Once you get it on there, and this is the reason why I did this as a second demo here, because the case, the XT, is easier to get off than this iGlaze Armor, because once you get it on there, it's fairly simple to get on, snaps in, but it is really snug. In order to get it off, you really have to push this guy out of here, and it's almost we're to the point where you have to pull these corners up, and then use your finger through the hole to push the phone out. But it's in there tight. There's no doubt. You won't see dust getting into the edges here, for sure. You won't see any of that. The front of it has a raised edge all the way around. Most phone cases these days have that. This one is pretty nice. It's pronounced. It's pretty high up there, so you don't fret about putting your phone down on a hard surface. It'll protect the glass. Moshi does make a glass screen protector that actually is washable and removable. We reviewed that a while back. Just lays right on, and then you can peel it off. Take it off, and then wash it if it gets dirty, and let it dry, and then reapply it. So you should check that out at Moshi.com. The only other issue, the only complaint really, besides it being really snug and a little bit difficult to get out of the case, is they've decided to use integrated buttons here. Meaning the volume rocker and the power button are not alone. They're not standalone buttons here. They're integrated and molded into the actual hybrid material they call here, which makes them a little hard to push. Pushing the power on and off, you actually have to give it a little force. And my only complaint there is I can't feel the responsiveness of the button. You lose that responsiveness, so that would be my only major ding on this case. But it's, once you get used to it, it's not that hard to get over. It would be nice if they would either open up the volume rocker and the power button, so it's more like the iGlaze XT, where you can actually feel the hardware through that. Or they make these a little softer, so you can actually feel what you're pushing. But overall, it's a great case. I think it's well worth the money. It's definitely a higher end protection than you're going to get with the iGlaze XT. More minimal for people to use here. And you don't have the all-around protection here. Here you got protection on the top, on the bottom. Your ports, forgot to mention this. Your ports are actually, this is a really good cutout here. Moshi makes a lot of lightning connectors that are not the same size as the traditional Apple lightning connector. So the fatter third-party accessory lightning connectors will fit here nicely. The headphone jack, some third-party headphone jacks work here, but some don't. That port was not cut out. It should have been cut out a little bit bigger, I think. But overall, the ports are great. Everything works there nicely. The vibrate button is nice. That they left that open, which was nice to be able to reach that. I wish they would have done that with the volume rocker and with the power button. But overall, this is a great case. I think that you'd be happy purchasing this case, and take a look over at the links down below to find out where you can pick up your Moshi cases. And we'll talk to you next time.